Hi friends and welcome back to Mechwarrior Online News. Today we're talking about the patch notes for the 21st of November, bringing us a new mech, a new map, a couple of balance changes and more. Quick reminder for the annual rewards program: if you want to grab one of these special reward mechs, make sure that you put in your purchases to qualify for those before November 21st, otherwise you will miss out. Now then, we get a new legendary battle mech. It's the Centurion Onyx. Centurion Onyx is going to be a very special mech, and I'm actually looking forward to this a lot. It has a unique paint job, as you can see, but what is more unique about it is, of course, this shield arm right here. It's an interesting test that they're doing, and I think that that is a good idea to give a mech like this a try. It's gonna have weapon systems that are not overpowered, and it's gonna have this big shield, so the idea is to use that to try and twist and shield with it. Now then, let's have a look at another picture right here. As you can see, the shield is about, I would say it's gonna be about covering your silhouette on the side. We'll see how effective it's gonna be, but it's definitely gonna be interesting to try and block some shots with it. And the skin looks very cool. Here we have the loadout of the mech. It starts with double snub-nose PPCs, a LB10 with 2 tons of ammo, and an XL engine 200. I would actually say this mech should be relatively XL safe because Centurion mostly gets hit on the CT. And you got this big shield. Hopefully you'll be able to cover your torsos, because if you look at the structure on the torsos, 24 structure is not that much. Like if you stand, like for example, this is just an example, but if you stand still in this mech and you walk, and I see you in my Toticlip 9000, you're going to die with a 120 alpha just straight to the side torso. Like even the 90 alpha will destroy you instantly. So I think they should have maybe added a little bit more structure here. Like they did add extra structure to the arms, but if you wanted to run this thing XL, I think 24 structure on the side torsos is... it feels too low. It feels too low. Okay, but like I said, the interesting thing here about this is going to be the shield. It's actually in here as medium shield with 5 hard points. I wonder if this actually has extra tonnage to it. We should make this thing naked and see if it weighs as much as a naked Centurion as well, because if this shield actually has weight to it, it has weight to it, 4 tons. Okay, well, there you have it. I'm gonna say not worth. It's 4 tons. We'll see. It should be fun and interesting to play. We'll give it a try. I already told you guys that I have my doubts as to how effective the shield is gonna be. It's really gonna depend on the torso twist speed, which is going to be at 190 degrees per second. So it can do a 45 degree in half a second. So basically, like so. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. In terms of quirks, we get 15% cooldown, 10% heat, 10% velocity, plus of course the extra armor. Okily dokily. Actually, how far can this thing twist? 190 degrees per second, and 130 degrees is the angle. Okay. Moving on. We get our new map. It's called Bear Claw 2. Made by Krasdax. It is going to be a unique underground, or mostly underground map that's a mech factory with aircraft, runways, buildings, tunnels, and lots of areas and angles to explore and approach the enemy. I don't know, of course, how big this map is gonna be, but this should give you an idea, the size of that summoner down here. So I think this whole area is probably like at least 800 meters, maybe 1,000 in length from back to forth. But what I like about this a lot is that it's going to be an indoor map. It's not... I think this is high enough that it's not going to impact LRMs, but we'll see about that. And I hope there's enough ways and pathways to get through these buildings, but I mean, it's an interesting idea, and I would love to try it out. Could be fun. It's also going to be this lower area outside, which I personally like, because lower area outside means that it's not going to be a fishbowl where the snipers are sitting on the outside sniping in, but lower area outside is going to be like an area where you can sneak around a little bit, but you won't be able to have a line of fire. So that is interesting. And I think that down here is a mech. I can't tell you which kind of mech it is because the quality is too low, but there's a tiny mech down here at my mouse cursor. Okay, so looking forward to that. However, what I'm gonna say, and I'm saying that every single patch, please forgive me, but I'm gonna keep saying it, guys. Once again, no improvements to existing maps. Once again, no improvements to existing spawn points. Same shit, different day. MechLab update, holiday theme. I like that. I like that a lot. This is nice. This is a nice touch. Well done. I know it's cheesy and whatnot. I don't care. I think this is a nice, fun touch. Well done. Get a little bit of that holiday spirit in there. Even if it's just a couple of trees in the mech lab. Why not? Have fun. Good thing. Next up, we get into weapon adjustments. The ammo per ton has been increased for most weapons except the 10 class weapons, so AC-10, Ultra AC-10 and LB-10. That's basically like the benchmark value, and then basically the ammo per ton, as far as I understood it, has been brought up to bring them in line with them. So you're gonna have more ammo for AC-2, AC-5, AC-20, UAC-2 520, LB-2 520. Having also have to get a whopping 1 extra round per ton. And now we get to the part where I just emotionally detached. I'm just gonna tell you what's gonna happen. They're completely removing spread on the HAGs. They're increasing the heat a tiny bit, and they're increasing the cooldown by about 10%. So HAGs are going to be even more accurate at a long range now. They have gonna have pinpoint Gauss level accuracy now. No more spread. Binary laser cannons, mech quirks that are exclusive to the standard large lasers, won't affect binary lasers anymore. But binary lasers will remain included in the standard laser, not standard large laser category. So standard large laser is a narrowed down category just for the old blue inner sphere medium range blue lasers. Quirk swaps have been done to a couple of mechs, for example the Thunderbolt 5S and the Marauder 4 Alpha, to maintain their boosts to binary lasers, and we should see that in the quirk adjustment list. This is a big one, that's an interesting one. Equipment adjustments. The Cool Shot consumable will dissipate the exact amount of heat that it dissipated before. There's no change there, but it's going to take longer to dissipate it. They upped it from 3 seconds for the full dissipation to have gone through to 7 seconds. So that should, in theory, at least limit the amount of full alpha laser vomit / full alpha HAG, Gauss laser vomit, whatever, that people can do to you in a short period of time. Ultimately speaking though, it is not going to do much, I think. People will still be sniping at you with high-powered volleys. They will just not shoot the second or third volley. Right? They will just wait a couple of seconds and then rinse and repeat. So this is just a slight nerf to how quickly people can follow up shots once they get hot. Of course, that also means that if you are, let's say, in a brawl or whatever, you're in a bad situation and you need some heat dumping quickly, that will not be possible anymore. So while it does hit some of the huge vomit mechs at the ranges they're fighting, they don't need the extra cooling, whereas for closer range brawling builds, this is going to be a nerf that I find hits them a little bit more. Then there is the command console. The command console has been rebranded as the Advanced Sensor Package. That's an inner sphere targeting computer that is specializing in vision, targeting info, and sensor improvements. There is going to be no offensive boosts, it's just tactical and visual benefits only. You can't carry more than one, and you won't be able to stack it with a targeting computer. The Advanced Sensor Package will be one slot of 1.5 tons, will boost your sensors by 10%, will boost your targeting time by 42.5%, will give you advanced zoom level, if I read this correctly. So you get advanced zoom and you get a 42.5% targeting time boost. The targeting time boost is interesting, because you would need a huge TC to actually get the same on a TC, right? So this is interesting. This opens up a nice part of potential builds where it's really, if you know, for example, that if somebody is weak on a side torso or whatever, it makes it much easier to destroy that mech. So having the targeting time boost right here, interesting. Is it gonna be enough? We'll see. I mean, 1.5 tons is kinda heavy. It has no offensive benefits, so maybe 1 ton would have been better, but we'll see. We'll try it out and we'll see how it works. Mech Quirkers adjustments. The new Viper Legendary Mech will get SRM Artemis ammo per ton bonus in the set of 8, no more missile spread. Then Centurions. And then Alpha, laser duration and ballistic velocity have been removed. We have a flat 15% heat, and we get 25% weapon velocity flat. Nice. Centurion AH gets the Ace-20 cooldown removed. Instead, it gets a flat cooldown 20% to everything. Of course, Centurions need cooldown buffs and buffs in general because of their lack of weapon systems that can carry. Centurions normally, classic Centurion carries what? An AC-20 and maybe 2 light PPCs or something like that. Couple of medium lasers. They don't have that many weapon systems, so they need to be quirked out the wazoo. The Yen Lo Wang, they remove the AC-20 cooldown, energy cooldown, and ballistic range. Instead, it gets 25% flat cooldown and 20% flat range. Interesting. Thunderbolt 5S, here we go. Replaced 10% large laser cooldown with 10% standard laser cooldown. Replaced 20% large laser heat with 20% standard laser heat. So this is going to be all for standard lasers. This will apply to your binary laser cannons. Then it has large laser heat skill limit +1 is now standard laser heat skill limit +1. So that also will apply to the binary laser cannons as they mentioned before. Orions. Our variants are getting nice buffs to armor. CT +20, left torso, right torso, +20, arms, +15, legs, +15. And of course the reason why they're buffing the armor on those mechs is because nobody's playing them, because let's face it, the hard points are god awful in terms of their location. So that's an attempt by them to make the mechs a little bit more viable. I find that very good. Orion M. Ballistic and missile velocity removed, just grouped together as weapon velocity. The Orion V gets UAG heat removed. Instead, it gets a flat heat bonus, 15%. And the Protector Orion gets less armor on CT and torsos. Flat 10% cooldown instead of ballistic and energy cooldown, so that's no change there. It gets an armor increase, but it's not as much. The reason being because the Protector is the only one of the Orions that does not have, let's call them special hardpoints. Now, Protector actually has some useful hardpoints in the torsos, so that's why it's getting less of these bonuses. Then we look at the Gausszilla. If you bought the Gausszilla trying to play my HAG-Zilla model, well, unfortunately, the Gauss Rifle cooldown quirks and Gauss Rifle velocity quirks will only affect standard Gauss Rifles moving forward, so HAG-Zilla is taking a bit of a nerf with 15% cooldown and 20% velocity removed. And then here the Marauder 2, the 4 Alpha gets the large laser heat skill limit replaced with a standard laser heat skill limit +1, so you still will be able to run my 6 binary laser cannon build, shoot it in groups of 3, of course, don't alpha strike it. Miscellaneous, the Arctic Wolf armor missiles now load top down, okay. The lower arm actuators from the Centurion Yen Lo Wang and AH have been removed. And the Wolfhound right arm hitbox has been tweaked. The shoulder shield is now entirely right arm hitbox. Alright, so not too many crazy changes in here. You get it from my tone that some of these changes I just don't care anymore, because I've said my piece time and time again, month and month again, and it's getting developed in a direction that I just don't like. I think the holiday theme, great idea. New map, nice. No map improvements, garbanzo. And the new mech should at least be some fun and add a little bit of color during the holidays. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Hope this video was helpful to you. Thank you so much, supporters. Couldn't do it without you. If you want to join Team TTB, check out the join button right here on YouTube, super thanks button in the comment section, or of course the links to Patreon or the merch store listed in the video description.